Okay, recording started. And let's try about that visibility. I have not practiced, but I have not checked that, but let's see once again. Okay, so view rules. Views. And in that, create new. I'm giving demo Gautam view. Oh, sorry. User view, user Gautam view. I'm giving advanced. Here we have our table demo Gautam, and then this is on browser. So here we have to write our code. If like you will understand this while we are working on a scripting part, but just for now I am explaining this view part. Sorry. So in same like in .NET, we are also have that intelligence one here. Like if you type anything and dot, it will show what options we can have. And this we had a role, u underscore user sorry, u underscore demo underscore Gautam underscore user. If then answer is equal to our view name. So what is the view name? User underscore view. User underscore view. It should work, but let me check that role again. I'm not sure about that role. Demo. Okay, you underscore Gautam underscore. Okay, it should work. What we are doing here, like if user has this role, or this table role, he should view this this one. So let's see if Able Tutor sees that. Yes, section 1 to 3. We have added this to our user view, right? And that audit, all those things were on demo. So you can see now this person is able to see user view. Okay, let's verify that by going to admin again. So this is sorry, first let's check default view. So on default view, you had this all tabs. Okay, here also we have section 1 to 3. Okay, sorry, it's still in user view. Okay, sorry, don't know why, but not able to change into default view, maybe because of that view rules. Yeah. So this is your user view, and you can see Gautam section 1, 2, 3. It was on your user view form. Okay, and because it is affecting our admin also, so let's make some changes in that. So created by today, where is that? Okay, updated today. Okay, so this one, as it is affecting our user, so we have to make some changes. Okay, first of all, I am removing this part. Then if same gs dot has role inside admin was a role, right? So that, then I am opening our bracket, then I am closing after this. Okay, so first, and I am checking here if has admin. So to make not, I'm adding exclamatory on the starting, so it will check. If not admin, it will go inside. Okay. Yes, see now I'm as admin and default view. Okay. So default view, you can see we have work notes, activities, this audit history, audit record, and demo section 1. And on our user view, you have this Gautam section 1, 2, 3. So now let's go to Able Tutor again. Yes. You can see this is the view, user view. Okay. So in such way, you can write your view rules, and you can give code in that. So that particular role will see that particular user, view. Clear? View rules. Clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then fine. So in today's class, we will see about like a users, groups, and roles in ServiceNow, and how we assign roles to our users and group. Okay. Okay, I will remove this. So in ServiceNow, we have by default tables like out of box tables for users, like system security. Here you have users. So this table will have all the record data. And what is the table name? Sys underscore user. Okay. So I'm pasting that here. And then we have a default group name, group table. What is the name of that? Sys user group. Paste. Then we have roles. Okay, these are all the roles we have in our system. Like you can see admin role. We can find ITIL role, ITIL admin, all those roles. So we have that in sys underscore user underscore role. So these are the default tables. Even if you are working in real time, these will be the tables where you will have user records, group, and roles. Okay. And okay, so these are the three main tables, and we will have one more table. We will see that when we are adding users, all those things. So first, let's go to user. I am giving Sharath dot K as ID. I am giving Sharath. Here I am giving some K as last name. Nothing else is needed. And password I am giving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And I am saving this user. So here you can fill all these fields, and all this form and all these fields are by default. If your company has any requirement, other requirements, so you can add those fields to your user table, user form, and you can take those, like business area, business units. If your company has those things, you can add there. If title like software engineer, all those things you can add here. Department, we have some default fields like Outlook, your email ID, all those things. Okay. So all these are default. So here you can see we have some checkboxes. Password needs reset. If yes, so if we allow this, so user will be able to reset his password. Okay, that is the one thing. And in ServiceNow, we have seen that all the records will have active. Like if the active is true, it means that this Sharath.k is an active user. He will be able to log in. If you remove this, he will not be able to log in. So what we do, we remove this and we lock out that user. So if he is inactive and if it is logged out, it means that that's a person will not be able to log in into our system. He will not be able to log in into ServiceNow. Okay, so that is the purpose of this active and lockout. So this is a lockout one we will face regularly. Like after trying the password for 3 to 4 times, that person will get locked. So what other developer should go do is he had to go here and he has to remove this lockout, and he has to make him active again and save his form. So that person will get will be able to access again. Okay, so that is the purpose. Then we have web service access only. So if this is ticked, so that person will not be able to access ServiceNow. He will not be able to access this whole our platform. He will be like for service, sorry, for web services, we provide a user ID and password to our client, right? So you can think he is the same person. This is the user ID and password we will give for accessing our web service. So he will not be able to access ServiceNow platform, but he will be able to access only web services. Okay. Internal integration user. So same like web services, this is about internal integration user. Okay. Then we have this reset password option here, linked view linked accounts. I don't know that what it has actually. And actually we from I think Paris version, we are able to link our Google, Gmail, Facebook here. So this might be the one, linked accounts. Okay, so we don't have any linked accounts here. If you want, you can create any linked accounts. But this was that option was not there till Paris. Entitled custom table, this is not needed. And if that person has any roles, it will display here. Okay, and groups, that will be displayed here. And we have a topic called as delegate here. Okay, so if you are a manager and you are going on vacation for 1 month, so you will so if you have some 10 employees under you, so whenever they request anything for like mouse, laptop, so you have to approve that. And without your approval, that will not get approved, that tickets. So if you are going on vacation, you can make any person delegate, in place of you. Like until you return, that person will get your approvals and all those, like some other team's manager. So he will approve everything, so that no work will get stopped. Okay, so that is the purpose of delegate. If you want to see how we can delegate someone, instead of Sharad.k, just go to this new and add able tutor or someone here, and from start date till end date. So I'm taking yeah, till January 20 some this year. I have to make able tutor as a delegate for user Sharad. So what he can do, he can approve any assignment, he will get all notifications, he will get all meeting invitations. So just save. So from this date to this date, instead of Sharad, able tutor will able to give all the access, everything. Okay, so that is the purpose of delegate. Clear about delegate? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have these many fields on our form, and then there are some important fields which are not on form. I will show you that in list view. Yes. Let's take this Sharath. Like you can see Sharath dot k is the his user ID. So he should log in with Sharath dot k, and his password is 123. And there are some important fields. Let's pull that on our list view. LDAP server. Then we will have this source. Should have one more, I guess. LDAP server. Okay, so fine. So you can see that we have LDAP server as a field and source as a field. So what is this LDAP server? So actually there are two types of access. One is manual user creation, manual user login. If you create any user like this we have created, right? So that is manual user creation. Okay. Dot k. But like big organizations like Microsoft, Google, they or our even the organizations we work, they don't create any users manually, right? They will have a active directory. From that active directory they will pull users into ServiceNow. Okay, so you know, right, what is active directory? Whenever some person get join their organization, they will create a user record in ED. So they can provide SSO, like single sign on, for that user. So he can use same ID and same password to access all the application of that company. Okay, like his leave application and all those things. So same active directory we will integrate with our ServiceNow. So all users from that active directory will get created here. So they will have user ID from their name, password, all those field will get created from active directory. So if and that process in ServiceNow is called as LDAP integration. LDAP full form is lightweight dictionary access protocol. So to integrate ServiceNow and ED, we will do LDAP integration. Okay, we will see LDAP integration after 15 to 20 classes, how we can integrate that. So if you pull that user from LDAP, he will have some value here, like it will be like LDAP colon, like some source, some description, like a URL. Okay, and this will be the LDAP server source, and this will be source from same LDAP only. Okay, and and one more thing, I will take this URL. And if that person is LDAP, like that user got created from LDAP integration. So he should log in with this URL. Okay, like your company name .servicenow.com. If he is a local user, as we created for our Sharath.k, then URL will be like this. Login.do, I guess. Yes. Okay. Login.do. So this LDAP will have separate login form, and this local user will have separate login form. Here. So that is about user. So we have created Sharath.k and password as 123. So let's log in with him. Login.do. Let's try this page. Okay. Login.do, because he's a local user. Password 12345. So see, here is Sharath.k. We have logged in with him, and we have not given him any roles, right? So he will be just like end user, like he can just see his incident, all those things, nothing more than that. Okay. So log out, and then back as admin. Okay. So that is about users. So are we clear with how we create a users and what are the fields on user form? That main are active field, logged out field, and that web services access only. Remaining everything is common. Clear? Okay. So then next we will have group. So if you want to create a group, just go to new, create some demo group. If you have any manager, like every group has a manager, right? So I'm making Abraham Lincoln as manager here, and for this group I am giving a demo group @servicenow.com. Like this is just for practice purpose, but in real time each and every group will have separate email IDs. Okay. And for example, like we will take some real time networking group. Okay. So here also we will give networking. So what is the purpose of groups? So like I told you, whenever we create any incident, we will assign that to particular group, right? So if there is an incident related to networking group, so we will assign that to this networking group. Okay. And he is the manager of that group. Okay. So he can add people or remove people from this group. That is the purpose. Okay. And whenever any ticket got assigned to this group, this email ID will receive a notification that a incident has been assigned to your group. Okay. Then I am saving that. Next, I am opening that again. Sorry. So our meeting is getting ended in 10 minutes. If that happens, I will send you new link. Okay. So this was the default data which we have given, and on the bottom you can see we have role, we have group members, we have groups. Like you can add child groups to that. Okay. So I'm adding like you can create, or you can, if you click on edit, you can add existing. So I will add Sharath here. Sharath.k. Okay. So in that way you can add as many as users. This is manual process, and from LDAP will also pull users, like it will create a group, and from group we can pull group members from LDAP itself. So if your LDAP is configured, no need to create group manually, because most of the groups and users, group members, they will provide, like they will approve, and only after that we will be able to access that groups. So all this will come from LDAP in real time scenario. Okay, and if you want to assign, okay, so let's see about role in few minutes. So about role. So for example, I am creating a role here. I am just giving as a demo role, but we are not going to do anything with this. So this is our demo role. And if that has any subscription, like any charges, yes or no, I am making that as unspecified for now. And one more thing, like you have seen elevated privilege. So you have seen that option here, right, in elevated roles. So if this roles need elevated privilege, or is this normal role? So for now I am keeping that as a normal role. If I tick mark this, so every time that user should go into elevate roles, and he have to tick mark that security admin role, and only after that this will be accessible. Okay, so I have created these roles. Okay, and you can add even child roles, like a role can contain child role, like we have seen for admin and ITLRAL. It is a one role, but inside that it contains 26 child roles, so you can add that from here. And same, we have created applications and modules right on the left hand side, that demo Gautam. So if you want to show that for particular role, you can add that here. If you want to show that particular module for this role, or only this role, you can do that from here. Okay, so that is the purpose. And in ServiceNow there is a practice, like we don't give roles directly to users. Okay, so instead of that, we will add that users to group, add users to group, and then we add roles to that particular group. So if we, in future, if someone leaves our organization, we will remove that person from that group, so automatically that role will get removed for him. So that is the purpose. We don't provide roles to users. Instead of that, we will create a group, like we have created networking group, and networking related roles we will add to that group. So when that any user is added to that group, he will automatically get those roles. Okay, that is the best practice. So let's go to our group networking. And for example, in real time we will have 100 members under this group, right? So we can't go individually and give roles to those people. So we go to add them in groups, and we will add role from here. Like for Sharad.k, I am giving admin role, but in real time giving admin role is not correct, because it will charge our organization. So if you want to give admin roles, we have to take many permissions. Okay, so here you can see adding role admin to Sharath, and all these are the child roles. So now you can see we have this group, we have added role, and automatically this member, I will open Sharath.k, and let's see if that he has that role now. Sharath. So let's see here, he is the part of networking group, and he has this role, like I have added admin, and all these remaining were child roles to that, so that got added to him. Okay, so now he and Sharath is member of this group, and he has admin role. Okay, so clear how we can add roles, how can we give roles to group. Okay, so actually this is admin part. I think you have heard about ServiceNow administrator, ServiceNow developer. So what admin people do, they add users to group, they remove users from group, they will provide roles to group, and they will create users. That is, these are the small things which administrators do. Okay. Any queries till now? Okay, then.
No, Gautam.
Okay, then fine. So this is about group, and we have added Sharad.k in group, right? So we have one more table, group member. Where is that? It is. It will be visible or not? Not this one. Okay, so let's directly go to group and open from there itself. Just going to group dot network. So this is our group, right? Open that, and on the bottom this is group and this is group member. So it is another table. Okay. And what is the table's name? It is sys_user_gr member. So this is a table where there is a relation between group and user. Okay. So particularly it is filtering as networking group. If I remove that and make if I make all, so here is it. Like software is a group, and here is no user, that is showing empty. But networking, Fred Lodi. So networking, ILTL user. So you can see the relation between user and group member in this table. So this is also a default table. If you need in future to see like what is the group and what is the member in that, you can see from this table. And so we have only 1.5 minutes. I will directly connect on second link. I will share you on WhatsApp.